Last year we did 13 million, which is a little surprising when it's about a 100x growth in 2 years. All businesses take 10 times more work than you think. Everybody makes mistakes, and you make a lot more mistakes when you have zero experience, right? And growing super rapidly.
Today on the show, I'm happy to have Bennett Maxwell. He's the former owner and operator of Dirty Dough. So Bennett, what's the revenue of Dirty Dough?
Last year we did 13 million, which is a little surprising it's about a 100x growth in 2 years.
And then how many locations sold, employees?
Yeah, we opened up our first franchise 2 summers ago, and we went from 1 to 80 something in the last 2 years. We've sold 450 plus franchises. So the difference there is you buy a franchise, maybe somebody buys 5 franchises, but they've only opened up one and they have 5 years to open up all 5. And the number of employees, a lot of them are in the corporate stores. We've scaled down quite a bit because I try to vertically integrate. We own the manufacturing. What makes Dirty Dough unique is we make all the cookies and then send them out to the franchisees. So all they have to do is put it in the oven for simplicity. And we've now outsourced the manufacturing. I own the trucks and the logistics, and now we've outsourced that. So we probably went from 200 employees closer to 100 employees just this year. Yeah.
And what year was the business actually founded?
November of 18, it was founded out of a dorm room or college apartment at ASU. First storefront opened up in March of 2020, COVID month. And then I took it over. I purchased the company when it was that single unit in January of 21.
So today we're going to go over a bit of a timeline of you acquiring the company, scaling it up to having the multiple franchises, and now exiting the company and then taking over the growth of franchises. So how did it come that you acquired this business?
I'm from Utah, and there's the cookie hype was big here. It all started here. There's a company called Chip that started this large gourmet cookie company, delivered fresh to your door. And then another company came out, Baked, and then Crumble came out. So there's just a lot of companies that are crushing it. A buddy that I went to high school is the one that started it. So he just posts on Facebook saying, "Hey, I'm selling out of cookies every night. I need an investor to open up a storefront." So I gave him money, but I don't have any experience in food, franchising, cookies, baking, nothing. So other than investing, I didn't do anything. Once I invested and the store is open, it takes a lot of work. All businesses take 10 times more work than you think. So I hit him. He's like, "Hey, I'm done. Like, I'm burnt out. I'm working 80, 100-hour weeks. I want to sell." I was afraid that I was going to lose my investment, honestly. So I thought if anybody, if anyone could figure it out, I think I could figure it out. So that's when I bought it. Yeah, January 21. And then that first year, it was, okay, how do you franchise this? Building the team, getting advisors, getting the warehouse, centralizing the production, and then getting ready to franchise.
So in the beginning, were you still operating that single location?
No, because I've never lived in Arizona. Yes, in the fact that I was operating it through delegation, through a manager. I was running a solar company. I had a solar company in San Diego when I bought it. So I was actually pushing them to franchise it to me in San Diego because Crumble's San Diego location did 3.6 million. I'm like, this is so stupid. This is cookies. Let's franchise out here. It was talking to any and everybody I know that might know somebody with franchising, asking everybody and then it was very clear. It comes down to your franchise attorney, right? You're doing a 200-page document, but most of it's just templated. So find a good franchise attorney. So asking for referrals. And I had 3 referrals all referred me to the same group. Then it's, okay, how long does it take to actually franchise? Most people are telling you 2 months. It's not 2 months. It's 20 hours of time. So if you're going to spend the 20 hours, like I remember sitting down 2 days, like 8 hours and just going through everything and her saying, "What do you want to charge for this?" And I say, "I don't know. What do you recommend?" For done this, but that's what it was. 22,000 is probably what I paid for the full franchise fees, attorneys. And then you pay to register in each state, which is only a few $100, and a lot of states you don't have to pay. So it was a process. And then getting advisors, I think, was very important. From the beginning, I got an advisor, John Richards, very good business person. His first company, InfoSpace, $31 billion IPO. Steve Hart, owner of Property Management Inc., largest property management franchisor in the world. And then I brought on Jill Summer Hayes as CEO the month we franchised. She was the founder of Maui Wowie Smoothies and Coffee, smoothie coffee concept, 650 plus locations. She ran it for 30 something years before exiting.
Did you self-finance all this through your other businesses and things like that?
When I purchased it, yes. And then I probably for the next few $100,000, yes. We raised 9 million in the last 2 years. So yeah, it's been scary. We've been burning $200,000 more than what we spend every single month for 2 years. It's a little wild, but no, a lot of it was going out, finding family offices, angel investors, and raising little by little.
And then when did you actually sell your first franchise?
Right when we franchised. So I was pre-selling. I'm like, here's my idea. Here's my idea. What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? And then I go change it, right? Here's more of what you like and what you don't like. Here's more of what you like and less of what you don't like. And then right when we franchised, I already had dozens of interested parties. Then we said the first 5 people get the franchise fee for 10,000 instead of 30. So that built up hype and we sold the first 5 very quickly. And then it just snowballed from there. But right out of the gate, in the first 6 months, we sold 60 franchises. And then the second 6 months, we sold another 230 franchises. We went from 60 to 290 in that second 6 months.
How were you finding the right people who'd be interested in buying these franchises?
One was the model opens up the doors to just more people, right? If I'm selling McDonald's franchises, I need somebody with $1 million, very good operational capital experience, and then the time and expertise to actually jump into the business. Where with Dirty Dough, this is, hey, the total cost, and you can get a loan is, let's call it 250. I make the cookies for you. All you have to do is put it in the oven. You need one employee, 800 square feet. So that allowed us to cast a wider net. We've never closed a franchise lead from a paid lead source. So it's really been my social media, being on podcasts, PR. We were in a very public lawsuit, which gave us millions of eyes and got us on Good Morning America and CNBC. That again just allowed me to tell the story and the model and talk a little bit about the team. And I think that's what attracts people.
Was that the Crumble lawsuit?
Yeah. That was the 6 months selling 60. We're off to a great start. Then we get sued. And the next 6 months, we sold 230. And they're like, anyways, yeah, that lawsuit made us into their biggest competitor, which is funny.
So what was it about, if you don't mind sharing kind of what
Yeah.
that process was like? Yeah.
So we were getting ready to open up our first store and we put up some billboards. Dirty Dough coming soon. Digital rotating. You paid $2,000 a month. And we're right across the street from Crumble. Yeah. Next month, Crumble floods the billboard, the freeway with like 100 grand worth of billboards just everywhere. And that same month they sue us. And I've never been sued before. So I read through it. Shit, this is $1 billion company. We don't even have a store open. We don't have a franchise, one corporate location. That's kind of it. So what it was over, you scroll, I mean, I'm scrolling down and I think the first thing I looked at was pictures, and there's 6 side-by-side pictures of their products versus our products. What they didn't seem to know is that it's all time-stamped on social media when we release a product and they release a product. So they had 6 examples of us using a cookie with sprinkles and them using a cookie with sprinkles and cinnamon and all that. 5 of the 6 examples, they actually copied us and then they sued us over it. And then they sued us over the shape of the box. Like they invented the rectangle box and whimsical cookie themed designs. So the short of it is there was nothing, but it doesn't matter. I can sue anybody for any reason. You looked at me wrong, so I'm going to sue you for emotional distress. And then you go to the bank tomorrow to get an SBA loan and they say, sorry, are you in any lawsuits? And you say, yeah, but it's stupid. I'm going to get it dismissed. And they say, hey, come back to us when it's dismissed. We'll go get it dismissed. And I just dump money in attorney fees and discovery and I drag it out for a few $100,000 in months. So my belief is that was the tactic, but because of my response to it, which was making fun of it a little bit, like Crumble thinks they own sprinkles. Watch out, Granny, they're coming for you next. Like posting that. We did billboards that said, cookies so good, we're being sued, and let your taste buds be the judge. Our cookies don't crumble with competition. And then we did professional commercials on making fun of Big Cookie Co. shutting down lemonade stands because they're serving cookies and things like that. So we had a lot of fun with it. And then about a year ago, it was resolved, settled, dismissed, whatever.
So it didn't stop your growth at all. It actually fueled it.
It definitely fueled it. It was 300 plus $1,000 worth of legal fees in a year and a half of time, but it was probably 4 or 5 million in franchise fees that resulted in it. So lawsuits are hard, but we got lucky that I guess we played it right. We got the public on our side with kind of the David versus Goliath, and we got a lot of support from it.
And now fast forward to today, you actually exited the company, right?
Yeah. Earlier this year, I brought on Greg Majewski as our CEO and partnered with him and his company called Craveworthy Brands, which is a restaurant portfolio company to really take over everything. I mean, everybody makes mistakes and you make a lot more mistakes when you have zero experience, right? And growing super rapidly. So they came in, took over management control at the beginning of the year and have done an excellent job. September 30th, they fully acquired Dirty Dough. So Dirty Dough is Craveworthy's 15th portfolio brand. Of the 15 restaurants, 6 of them, including Dirty Dough, are franchises. So now I'm director of franchise sales for the other brands as well.
And is this now the next path? Just building out more franchises and learning more about that space?
Yeah, sales is what I like to do. I did door to door forever. I started a solar cells, residential sales company. And then Dirty Dough, what I did well was sell franchises. So it's trying to stay in my lane as much as possible. I don't know. I never think more than a year ahead. Dirty Dough is the longest business I've been with, and it was really just 3 years. So we'll see where it goes.
So if anybody wanted to learn more about Dirty Dough or even follow what you're doing next, how can they get in touch or stay on top of it?
Yeah, BennettMaxwell.com is my website. Post daily on all social medias. There's all the links to franchising. I also host a podcast that it's called Deeper Than Dough. We focus on the joy and fulfillment, the emotional side of the entrepreneur's journey rather than the material side.
Make sure to check that out, everybody. And thank you, Bennett, for coming on and sharing such a great story of how you built this company. Thanks, everybody, for listening to another episode of Failing to Success. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe. I'm your host, Chad Kalecki, and I'll see you next time.